Alright, today we're going to be assembling a Thomas engine. He ran into some issue with some Play-Doh. Was inspired by another YouTube channel. I suppose while it was going on was fairly fun and interesting, but Thomas couldn't really hold up to all that Play-Doh. Well, that's okay, because we took him apart, washed him up, all nice and clean. Okay, so we'll start by putting the tires back on the drive wheels. If the drive wheels start to wear out a little bit, the rubber tires on them, you can order replacement tires. I've found them on eBay, not too expensive. A little bit better traction. These are just the ones that came with it. Okay, so we've taken off Thomas's face. That's a pretty easy thing to do. There's one screw that holds it in. Just line it up with the holes and put it in there. Then we need a screw. It's a narrow screw, it's a longer one. And we need a screwdriver. Something like that. The Radio Shack. Number 0. Can be kind of tricky to get that screw back in there if you got bigger fingers. Okay, so Thomas's face has been reattached. That is one happy looking Thomas. Okay, so we'll set that aside. Next we have his chassis. We got a couple of weights that go on the front, right here. Those just sit up like so. And then we have the front wheels. You just drop that in place. And we have a couple of other screws to choose from. So we have these triangle-shaped headed screws. There's 3 of them. 2 are longer than the other. The shorter one goes in the hole that you are seeing left of the Thomas name. That would be this one. So we'll set down the other 2. Okay, most people do not have a triangle-headed screwdriver in their collection, so just a flat-headed screwdriver. I believe this one is a 2.4. Will work for most of these. Just make sure you have pressure on one side of the triangle. Get that snugged up. Okay, so now we're ready to put the drive wheels back in. As you can see, I have one of the traction rods removed just so we can slide it out. You can just get that to slide back in like so. and so it's not moving around, just reattach like that. And turn it around, and we can reattach the second traction rod. So we got that part put back together. Now we have the engine assembly. Now you can see there is the terminal right here. This slides, this little tab right there slides into the slot on this terminal, like so. Kind of have to work it around the drive wheels. Usually a good shove will get that in there. And we do not want to forget the couple. So I get that put in there like so. Seems I'm having a little issue with this. Well, that is because I have the drive axle in backwards. It's been a long day. So now we'll just take this back apart, and we will turn that around. So we'll reattach that. Okay, that looks a lot better. I'm sure you got a good laugh out of that. So we'll try reinserting this tab in there. I guess to make it easier, there is another plastic piece. We'll kind of work that in as we're going. There is a hole on that edge, which the smallest of the screws goes inside there. You'll need a small Phillips screwdriver. So now we have our small screw right there, reattached. Now before we put the last two screws in these holes here, we need to put that back in. Just lift up on the back of the motor, and it is in the right spot. So these are two triangle headed screws. The 2.4 flathead screwdriver works just fine. Screw those back in. The battery, AA. I'll put that on. So we're almost done with that. Now we can put the Thomas body back on. Okay. Everything looks alright. And the final piece, this one. And Phillips screwdriver. Okay, let's see if good old Thomas still works. And he works beautifully. We will probably be taking Thomas apart again in the future because we still have quite a bit of Play-Doh that he needs to play with. Right, little buddy? And this was the rebuilding of a Thomas engine.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching.